I set out to write what I hoped would be a balanced account of the Leo Frank case because I'm both Southern and Jewish, and that's conflicted in me, it always has been, about how can you love a part of the country with all your heart that has been so virulently anti-Semitic, and in your town, to your German Jewish people.
Parade is a musical that was written by Alfred Uhry and Jason Robert Brown, and it's set in Atlanta, Georgia in 1913. It's the story of a 14-year-old girl, a factory worker named Mary Fagan, who works at a pencil factory, and Leo Frank, the superintendent of the factory, who is accused of her murder.
The most important thing to focus on in any production of Parade is to make sure that everyone on stage is a real person, not just because they were actual real people, but because we really did write them to be honest.
Nola McKnight, the actual servant in the Frank house, and she became a character in the show. I mean, she wasn't even mentioned in the show before.
We wrote things for Manola McKnight. She didn't testify in the actual trial in real life. She wrote an affidavit, which was certainly partially responsible for Leo's indictment. So we put her into the trial itself, and then also have her in the second act. And that turned out to be a really thrilling thing to do, to see the dynamic of somebody who was so intimately related to the Franks, and watch how that got manipulated. So now I can't imagine we had ever done the show without Minnie McKnight, but she's in there for good now.
We needed to be very, very specific about our Southernness. You know, when you're at home and you say the Civil War, it already puts you into place. It conjures up ideas and ideals because it's pivotal to the story.
I relied very heavily on repetitive motives, things that would sort of, I was very influenced by Steve Reich. I was very influenced by a composer named Frederick Shevsky and all the minimalists. And Parade was deliberately built on ostinatos, not just because that was the thing I was most comfortable writing anyway, but because I felt like that sort of relentless ticking of the clock made sense in the show.
I think Parade has deeper meaning to me than anything I've ever done because, well, I think all my stuff that's about the South has deep meaning to me because it's me. And I think the best stuff that people do is stuff that only they could have done.
I just fell in love with the piece and with the strength of the piece and the beautiful score and the relevance of the piece. And I really, one of the first times I realized that musical theater can be compelling and moving and not just entertaining.
If you tell the truth on the stage and you tell it well and imaginatively, people are going to get it. It's a great joy for me to see Parade get these unanimous reviews, to have people standing and cheering, and mostly to see it performed so exquisitely every night.